Hello and welcome to another SkaredCast Battle Report. Today we are practicing for the Path to Glory tournament. 1500 points of Dark Eldar will face off against 1500 points of Khorne, Demonkin in an epic rematch. Okay, on to the battle report. We're playing King of the Hill. There is one objective in the middle of the table, and we score points by having lots of units within 12 inches every player turn. So it's going to be like a battle in the middle. It's going to be crazy. Deep striking, the demons lost their role to go first. Their warlord trait is fearless and zealot for the Juggernaut Lord. So he's giving them all zealot, which is pretty cool. The Dark Eldar warlord trait is hatred on the Archon, giving him reroll misses in the first round of combat. We don't have Night Fight on turn 1. And the Dark Eldar did deploy first, hoping to go first. And the Khorne Demonkin, with reserves waiting in the warp, decide to attempt to seize the initiative.
All right, here we go. Yep.
And they seize. With the howling warp winds, the Khorne Demonkin are rushing towards the Dark Eldar lines. Khorne Demonkin, turn 1. They have moved full force. The Rhinos have advanced by trooper boosting, putting as many units within 12 inches of the center of the table as possible and keeping reserve units back in order to strike down on the Dark Eldar as soon as they move into position. There was only one multi-meltar from the Hellbrute that shot into this venom and caused it to jink, but the multi-meltar missed. So that venom is still fine. Okay, moving on to Dark Eldar, turn 1. And surprised at the speed of the Khorne Demonkin, the Dark Eldar move into battle. Of course, check the links down below for the lists. And of course, if you want to become a patron, we had a pre-game chat, which was awesome. It's a patron exclusive. Make sure you check out the patron Facebook page by becoming a patron. On to turn 1. The Dark Eldar fleet, turn 1, maneuvered around. I had to put units within 12 inches, so right now I have 2 objective secure units within 12. That's 4 units. And 1 non-objective secure venom. So I have 5 units. He had 2 rhinos, or 2 objective secured units, a Hellbrute, and a Spawn. So he had 7, and I was able to bring it down to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because I killed the Spawn. Awesome. So because of that, I did get first strike, and I did get marked for death, so I did want to kill the Spawn unit. He has marked for death my unit with the Archon of Grotesques. He wants to kill them. And now we're rolling for the Demon Reserves. He has a unit of Melted Terminators, a Bloodletter unit, and the Skull Cannon that will come in if the Bloodletter unit comes in.
Otherwise, he
rolls separately. Okay.
The Terminators are in.
They arrive.
Bloodletters are in.
They arrive.
And they're going to bring the Skull Cannon with them.
That brings everything in with the instrument. And now it is a full-fledged battle. And Khorne Demonkin have 2 blood points. He's just raking them up, ready to bring in that mighty Bloodthirster. I'm surprised. The Hellbrute blew up a raider. He actually hit something. Murdered it.
What a guy.
What a guy, man. So, this raider blew up. They're fine. These Terminators deep struck here, and I passed all 3 of my Jinx saves against the Melter Guns, which was really good. I lost an entire unit of Cablite Warriors as these guys came in and murdered them, and they lost some guys to shooting. And then the Skull Cannon took the gun off that Raider in the background. So all in all, you're up to 4 Blood Tithe points, and he's fully committed to the table right now. And now I have 2 reserves to come in. I have the Heat Lance Scourge. Yeah, that's what they're called. They don't arrive. And I have the Haywire Scourges. They're deep striking as well. They do not arrive. They decided to leave the Archon high and dry. And right now we're looking at the entire army. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, because their objective secured, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 points. So I have to try and
Kill
put 10
everything.
units in there to stop him from scoring next turn, which is going to be intense. Okay, on to the next turn.
2.
We had the Archon and his grotesques charge in to the big combat. He got challenged out. Well, he challenged the champion of the Juggernauts, lost 2 wounds since his shadow field shorted out on him. And then I've put 3 wounds on him. He's got 1 wound left.
2 wounds on him.
2 wounds on him.
1 wound on him and 1 wound on him.
And 1 wound on him. Okay, so he's got 2 wounds left, and then there's 1 wound on each of these. 2 of the grotesques have wounds on them. I moved up the Cabalite Warriors and all the Raiders, and I did kill the Terminators. The Terrafix actually scattered off, so you didn't get to see that work in its full effect. And then I did kill the Hellbrute with lots of shooting, finally got the last hull point off. Didn't do anything to the Rhino, didn't do anything to these Chaos Space Marines. And then these grotesques have charged in and have the Demon Prince has 2 wounds on him. He's got 2 left, and I did kill 5 of the Bloodletters in a disorderly charge. So we're moving on to turn 3 for the Khorne demonkin, and he's decided to go for Feel No Pain across the board instead of waiting for being able to summon, but he's got enough there that if he loses stuff, he'll be able to summon something later in the game. Okay, let's move on, and no points because I did cram 10 units within 12 inches of his objective, which means that he does not get any points this turn. Oh, we had the Skull Cannon charge in, kill a Raider for Blood Tithe point. After getting Feel No Pain, actually helped out in the end. We had the Demon Prince kill a Grotesque, and the Grotesques murdered the entire unit of Bloodletters. These 2 Marines down here murdered an entire unit of Cabalite Warriors in close combat. And then my Archon died in the challenge, and I did lose another Grotesque, which has now given his Lord +1 strength. He's now strength 6. So he's pretty nasty. They're fearless, so they're still in combat. Okay, so we're moving on to Dark Eldar, turn 3. I still have both my reserves to arrive. I have a unit of Haywire Scourge that arrive on a 6, and I have a unit of Heat Lance Scourge that arrive on a 3. So the reserves have arrived. Both the Scourge arrived. I was able to knock the Rhino out of commission and kill a few of the Marines. 1 Grotesque is left alive, surrounded by Bloodletters and a giant Khorne Lord Juggernaut, while the Demon Prince put 2 wounds on another Grotesque, and he's just hacking away at them. And I did stun the Skull Cannon, so it's just sitting there for 1 turn. And I've overwhelmed the center of the battlefield. Let's see what happens there. While the Blood Tithe points will be used to bring in another unit of Blood Letters into the battlefield. On to Demons, turn 4. The Blood Crushers killed that last Grotesque, and the last Grotesque went batshit crazy with instant death wounds, wounding 2 instant death wounds that killed 2 of the Blood Crushers instantly, and 2 more wounds that killed the last Blood Crusher that had 2 wounds left, as no saves were made, leaving the Lord alone with 3 wounds, only 1 wound remaining, consolidating backwards. These Marines, unable to charge, rapid-fired into the Cabalite Warriors, only killed 1 thanks to Feel No Pain saves, and the Demon Prince has 1 Grotesque left to fight. And then the Bloodletters showed up, and they spread out. So, it is turn 4. The Dark Eldar do control the center of the board finally, giving them the number of points equal to the turn number. So it is 4 points to the Dark Eldar primary, but there's a lot of kill points going around. So we'll see how secondary adds up as we move in to Dark Eldar turn 4. End of turn 4, and lots of poison and disintegrator shooting took out the Marines. This unit of Cabalite Warriors rapid fired the last shot, the last wound off the Lord, and the Heat Lancers and Haywire Blasters finally kill the Skull Cannon. And then the Demon Prince only put 1 wound on this Grotesque, so it is still alive, while both Venoms fired and killed 5 out of the 8 Bloodletters of Khorne. So there's no way a Bloodthirster can be summoned now because there's only demonic units, and it needs to take control of a mortal human to come into existence, like a cultist champion or the Lord or Chaos Space Marines. Okay, so moving on to turn 5. It's all trying to get those mighty kill points towards the end of the game, as the Dark Eldar have swooped in for the kill and have controlled the center of the battlefield. But Khorne cares not whence the blood flows. And make sure you stay tuned for the tactical corner as I talk a little bit about the game, about the strategy and the army lists and things like that as well. Okay, so Khorne has summoned another Skull Cannon and blasted the Heat Lance Scourge, and they are falling back. There's only 2 remaining thanks to their invulnerable saves. And the Bloodletters have charged into these Scourge to deny the Dark Eldar from shooting them a lot, and of course killing everything that can deal with said Skull Cannon. So we're now moving, and then of course in combat, the Demon Prince whiffed against the Grotesque, which is a good thing, as I cannot shoot that Demon Prince. Of course, now it's turn 5. All Dark Eldar become fearless. I killed the Skull Cannon thanks to the Kill Shot Reaper. And these Scourge actually killed the Bloodletters in combat. And then the Demon Prince finally killed the Grotesque in combat. He is now free. But we are rolling to see if the game continues on to a fateful turn 6, sorry. And it technically does. Do you want to see what he kills?
Yeah, sure.
Let's do this. Turn 5, we had Mr. Demon Prince Blaze Buckler. Rawr, look at him, he's nasty. He went in and just murdered all the Scourge, and now he's just sitting on the objective. He's got 2 wounds left. He's got Feel No Pain, he's got a 3+ armor save. He is facing off against the entire Dark Eldar fleet. Let's see if he survives. Okay, so this is going to be pretty simple. We're just going to kind of circle the wagons at this point. Just really kind of see how much firepower he physically takes from the entire army. Okay, so we'll start with 2 Heat Lances, needing 3s to hit. Both missed.
Good start.
1 Disintegrator Cannon over here, needing 3s to hit.
I'm gonna
3 hits. Okay, so he's taken 1 wound. He has 1 wound left. And now we're going to go to Mr. Reaper. Kill Shock into Demon Prince. It's a 1-shot weapon. Strength 7, AP 3. So let's see what happens here. He hits on a 4. He needs a 3 to wound. No, toughness 5. He needs a 2 to wound, but if I roll a 5 or more, it's instant death. It doesn't, but he does roll to wound.
So Jink.
Jink is okay. Okie dokie. So then we've got a couple of lances to shoot. So this raider firing a lance shot, missed, and then that raider firing a lance shot, hit, and no wound. And now,
Keep it coming.
oh my goodness, Khorne's favor on this guy is unbelievable. So yeah, it's really cool. We got 5 Cavalite Warriors in there, firing into him as well. So that is 10 rapid fire shots of poison. So we've got 10 shots with a few misses, and then we've got 4s to wound. That's 1 armor save.
So 1 armor save. Good.
He passes it. Then we've got 8 shots from here, because I'd lost a Cavalite Warrior to the same target. 8 hits. Wow, good roll. And 4s to wound. So 3 saves. Mr. Demon Prince. Ooh, he failed one. Feel No Pain. Oh, he passes his Feel No Pain. Okay, and then we've got... where's my last unit of Cavalite Warriors? It's in one of these here. So that unit as well has 10, and they've got the Homunculus in them. So I'm going to roll for that unit there. Just a few hits, nothing crazy. Sorry, that was one of the 6s there. And 4s. 1 save. Oh,
Ooh.
feel no pain.
Feel no pain.
Oh,
that is it.
Finally got him with the last shot.
Good game.
No problem. Thank you, sir. Really fun game. Any last comments at the end of the game?
I need to roll better armor saves, I guess.
Yeah, I guess a few more armor saves, especially in that combat there with that one grotesque. I think that would have really changed the game. Let us know what you think down in the comments below on what you think would have affected this game. What did you think of the armies? What did you think of the mission? And make sure you stay tuned for the Tactical Corner and go over to the Patreon page and support the channel if you'd like to support the content financially. There's also a pre-game exclusive video where we discussed our armies and what we have in them and stuff. So make sure you go to the Patreon Facebook page for that. Other than that, thanks a lot, Jared, for coming in. That was really fun.
That was fun. That's great.
Enjoyed the game. Really nicely painted army, as always. Your Harlequins will be on the channel soon, I hope. My Talon versus Harlequins.
That'd be fun.
That'd be really fun. I think we'll make an exclusive Patreon battle report for that one.
Sweet. Yeah,
it'll look slick. We'll make it really themed. I think it'll be really fun. Other than that, thanks a lot for tuning in, and make sure you stay tuned for the next content on the channel. This is Skari, your grateful host, out. Hello and welcome to another Tactical Corner. We have Khorne Demonkin, 1500 points versus 1500 points of Dark Eldar. It is a rematch of the last game you saw, and this game was a little different. I decided to go for a full Dark Eldar MSU style fleet with a grotesquerie detachment and a Forged Reaper. I was very excited to see. The table itself on a fat mat, make sure you check them out. Great quality table mats for your gaming needs. And the mission was King of the Hill. King of the Hill is an interesting mission where you have to try and control the center of the table with as many units as possible, giving me a distinct advantage because of my MSU. But the way that the missions are structured, kill points are always the secondary mission, which means that I'm always at a disadvantage when it comes to kill points. My opponent moved up aggressively, trying to get a central board control, keeping his assault units back in order for me to then have to deal with them at a later time. I was able to stem the tide, putting up a screen of Kabbalite warriors in order to mitigate the damage that he could do or to prevent him from moving into the meat and potatoes of my army. He did have some reserves, although because they were deep striking, they weren't going to be coming into the game until later in the battle. And the only real shooting he had, as per Khorne Demonkin, was his Skull Cannon. The Skull Cannon is quite a nasty unit with an ignore cover, strength 8, AP4 blast shot. So it's like a battle cannon, but it ignores cover, which is actually really good and very dangerous against lightly armored vehicles like the Dark Eldar Raider, which did mean that I was forced to spread my army out to prevent that unit from doing as much damage as it could have potentially. Now, my grotesques were once again the MVPs of the game. Their high number of attacks, poison weapons, as well as ability to cause instant death proved to be invaluable. And when outnumbered in close combat, they get Rampage as well, which increases their number of attacks even further. Now this was even dangerous against the Demon Prince, who although had Eternal Warrior, would lose Feel No Pain against such attacks. Now, it was just wave after wave of Dark Eldar, and it was very hard for the Khorne Demonkin to deal with this many units. And this meant that
towards the end of the game, he was having a hard time just killing stuff, and anything he didn't kill, I was just coming in, swarming the objective with more and more units. All in all, it meant that the game played pretty much as I expected it to play, but there was a couple of key moments that really could have turned the tide of the battle. The first moment was when my Grotesque wiped out pretty much the entire unit of Blood Crushers and his Lord. The other one was when the Demon Prince failed to kill the last Grotesque in my turn, allowing, failed to kill, the Grotesques. He didn't kill it in his turn, in my turn, which meant that I was able to then shoot at them later and kill them with the Cablite Warriors. At the end of the game, we just kind of rolled off to see what would happen, and needless to say, the Dark Eldar walked away with another victory. Make sure you leave a comment below, check the links, and support me on Patreon. Till next time, thanks a lot for watching.